So many of you have asked me over the years, how exactly did Maui Mastermind get started? I mean, David, how did you come up with that? Well, it really came out of a mastermind group that I was part of. For years, I've been part of various different business and wealth mastermind groups, and I had one group that was just amazing. And we got together a couple times a year. We'd fly into a city and spend a full day masterminding together. And I was out in Colorado with three different mastermind partners from that group. Peter, Diane, and Troy, and we were sitting down masterminding, and we were talking about what were some of the things that we absolutely were committed to doing, what were some of the frustrations we were dealing with so we can problem solve and mastermind on it. And one of my partners, Diane, said that she loved to do seminars, but what she didn't like about the seminars was that so many of the people didn't actually take action on what she taught, and it was getting a little bit burnt out on the travel. Well, Peter, one of my other mastermind partners, said, well, Diane, what would the perfect workshop look like? I mean, if you were going to do a seminar that you absolutely love to do, what would it have to be like? And she described it. She said, it would have to be in a beautiful location. It would have to be over an extended period of time so that you had time to get really into the depth, the gritty how-to part of it, not just on the surface of it. She said that everyone that was there had to be committed and very much focused and playing at a level far above what the average attendee of a workshop would be. And out of that, we started talking further about that. We came up with the idea for Maui Mastermind. We decided we're going to hold it in Hawaii. What better place to hold it than in Maui, a beautiful tropical location at a gorgeous resort. We decided to make sure that everyone who comes to that event would have to qualify to be there. Both a private interview with two of us and also pay, at that time it was $25,000 per place for Maui. Now it's $30,000. In addition to that money would assure that people were serious, that were committed. And then we also said we wanted to do it over a 5 or a 5.5 day period of time, so that we really had some time to informally sit down and have the magic networking happen together and spend time on these topics. And we did that. That first year way back in 2003, we had, I think the original Maui Mastermind we had was close to about 35 different couples come or partnerships come. And it was phenomenal. There we were on the third day of the event, and Peter and Scott and Diane and myself are sitting down by the pool at the resort after the day had ended. It's probably close to about 11 o'clock at night. And we were saying about how the feedback we were all hearing was people were saying how incredible the event was and how enjoyable it was for us to work with people who were so committed and such good people, such big hearts. We loved it. And we said, let's do this again. And out of that, we decided to make it an annual event. Now, over time, the company itself has shifted. The different Maui advisors have changed over time. But yet still the core group of Maui advisors, we get out there each year. And for us, it's one of the high points for our lives, really, for that year, to work together with our Maui people. We've got people who come back. I mean, literally, over 60% of the people each year sign up to come back the next year. We've got people who will be coming back this year for Maui Mastermind who've been there 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, 7 years in a row they've been coming. And if you ask them, why were they coming back? Why do they come back year after year? I think they'd have to tell you two things. Number one, they come back first and foremost because it works. They're really getting great value. But more than that, it's a community of people who've stepped up far above any other peer group that they've ever been part of, that all have a really big heart to share openly, to give, with Maui giving being a core value, but to help each other accomplish. And it's a very special thing. For us, I really feel it's like family. Each year when I come back to Maui, it's like I'm stepping back together with family. I don't know if Maui's the right thing for you. It's really impossible for me to know. It's probably really only appropriate for 1% of 1% of 1% of 1%. But if you think that might be you, I urge you to find out. Call into our office. The website here has the phone number for you. There's also an application that you can fill out here online. You'll talk with either Amy or Stephen or one of our other staff to do the first interview together with you. And then you'll have a second follow-up interview if that first one goes well and they accept you from there, to actually talk with me or one of the other Maui advisors for that final selection interview. I tell you what, if in fact it is right for you, don't wait, do it now. But that's how Maui got started. It's been a phenomenal thing for all the attendees, for all the advisors, and for all of our staff. Each year it's the high point. Last year collectively, we raised over $5.1 million for different causes and charities around the world. Where else do you have a group of business people that talk about not just a ton of money, which we absolutely do talk about, but how do you build dreams and how do you make a difference in the world? How do you leave a legacy of giving, of caring, of really having an impact? That's what Maui's about. It's about living your best and highest. And I hope that maybe someday it'll be about something that will touch your life.